All right, welcome back to episode 151 of Those Millennials podcast. Today, I'm your humble, grateful, extremely thankful host, Gabe the Classic. I'm here with my nearest and dearest, my boys and friends in real life. Rell's here. Rell, how you doing? How's your pockets? How's your mental health?
It's Gucci.
That's it. Jesse's not here, but he will join us in a little bit. First and foremost, as always, I would like to thank you guys, the viewing and listening audience. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. We here at Those Millennials podcast. We like to give our black ass millennial opinions on hoop, sports, pop culture, music, and apparently Donald Trump. But yeah, just don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Helps the pod grow. Help the pod grow a long way. And please interact with our Instagram. It's going to be in the description box. And if you are listening on Apple or Spotify, please don't forget to like, favorite, and leave a review. All right. So obviously we're going to talk about WWE being bought by Endeavor. We're going to talk up. I know it's later in the week, and the Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese story has been beaten to death, but we'll touch on it a little bit. I was more impressed, Rel, that they was able to make that story last for 2 days. It led Sports Center and the Talking Head shows for like 2 days.
Insane.
For like 2 days. And the Huskies just won, and it led First Take / Undisputed. Again, I don't watch those shows, but I do get updates from those shows about what happens early in the shows.
How do you know?
And then, huh?
How do you know?
How do I know?
Mm-hmm.
Because I somebody posts the videos on Twitter in the morning. I don't watch. I'm literally in my truck. I don't watch. Anyway, yeah. So if you guys don't know how the show usually goes, we hit on the topics that we choose to hit on during the week, and I have a not list, and I also have something new that I'm gonna do. The shit that I don't fuck with. If we have enough time, I'll get to that. And I think that's it. All right, Rel. So let's start off with not list. Unless you want to talk about some. Well, first I want to talk about Dreamville Fest. For those who know, Rel and I are huge Cole fans. Rel even talked about going to Dreamville Fest this time. Thank God Apple was able to live streamed it. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm definitely one of those people who I don't usually regret not going to anything, but I did kind of regret not being there, especially like the night 2. Don't make that face. Why are you making that face?
Bro, don't tell me about your regrets.
I regret not going. I'm not gonna lie. Especially not so much. I mean, Usher killed it. I watched his performance twice. I mean, but you've seen Usher out here. You've already gone to the Usher performance out here in Vegas already. I have not.
Usher like 3 times now.
I'm probably gonna end up going eventually. But yeah, man. So what was your biggest takeaway, and what did you like about Dreamville Fest? It don't matter. Pick a night.
I like night 1. I mean, I'm more of a fan of the artist than Bill, so I really fuck with him. Like I like Boss is one of my favorite rappers.
Mm-hmm.
I like Earth Gang a lot. Earth Gang was there. So I don't know. It's big. I'm glad they did it. Put it together. I'm mad I didn't get a chance to go. I just couldn't work out the flight situation, and I got a flight this tomorrow in the morning.
And no disrespect, like it's in Raleigh, North Carolina. No disrespect, though. No disrespect.
Think Diddy Pablo will be there?
No. So those who didn't watch and did not obviously go, J. Cole and Drake headlined the final night, which was Sunday, right? They headlined Sunday because it was a 3-day event. And then I have the lineup list of the songs they performed. You want to hear the set list real quick? All right, so Cole set list came out with Who Dat. I've seen Cole. I can't remember. I think I've seen Cole like 3, 4 times. I've yet to see Drake live though. I think you saw Drake. For what album did you go see Drake?
Scorpion.
Scorpion.
It was the Aubrey and the Three Amigos tour.
Ah, there you go. So he performed Who Dat, Middle Child, 95 South. That's a great start. Who Dat, Middle Child, 95 South. Hold on, now I have to play this, so let me turn this down because it paused really weird. My Life, A Lot, A Tale of Two Cities, Fire Squad, Power Trip, The London, Planes. Why did you do Planes? Under the Sun, Down Bad. You don't like Planes either. I don't like Planes either. I'm cool. Vilmatic, Get Off My Dick, Wet Dreams, Love Yours. And then apparently he was out with Drake for Sicko Mode, Over, and Headlines. That's pretty sick. He was still out there for when he performed those songs. And then obviously Drake, he did Hell Fucking Yeah, started from the bottom. He did all the slaps, all the slaps. Energy, Know Yourself, Nonstop, God's Plan, Just Wanna Rock, Marvin's Room, Wu-Tang Forever. Damn, he did Practice too. The Motto, Uproar, and Millie, Knife Talk. I'm pretty sure that's when he brought out 21. Oh yeah, and I should say that the people that Drake brought out, he brought out 21, Wayne, Gorilla, uh, Little Uzi Vert, and I think that's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it. I think that's really dope, man. That Cole still has his own festival, and literally every year it's getting bigger and bigger. I don't know how he's gonna top it next year, man. I don't know how you go from a Saturday night Usher headliner, and then you and Drake headlining Sunday. I don't know how he possibly makes next year's bigger. Huh?
Kendrick?
Kendrick? Okay. That's true. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. All right, Rel, now it's time for you to educate me and the listeners because I am now a casual.
Do you not list or are you skipping that?
Yeah, I guess we can start with not list. All right, so those who don't know, the not list is a list of compiled of stuff that I put together. Usually it's 5. I think today I have 6 of stuff that we are not talking about, but it just gives us excuse for stuff to talk about. All right, so this one's very easy and self-explanatory. Number 1, we're not talking about Trump. Nothing about the arrests. I think a long time ago, one of our literally our first. Actually, I'm lying. Our second episode on YouTube. Because our first episode on YouTube was the day of the January 6th of Capitol storming of all the people. So literally after that podcast, I think we declared that we're not going to talk about politics on this podcast. None of us are qualified and or care enough to talk politics on here. So we just scoot past that. So yeah. All right. So number 2, real quick, Rel. So you're probably not going to tell me, but how much screen time do you average on your phone weekly? Do you know? Because your phone tells you every week.
No. I'll check that.
So for me, anyway, it's like I average maybe about 4 hours of screen time, which is pretty high. And I'm asking this because yesterday, NBA newsbreaker for the Athletic, Shams, it was reported by him that he he has 17 plus hours of screen time a day.
I'm at 9
Now,
hours.
huh?
I'm at 9 hours.
You're at 9 hours? Okay, that's pretty high. You no comment. But that's pretty high. He 17 hours. Please somebody.
I look at my phone all day. I watch TV and all day.
Look, man, this is not meant to be an attack. Look, you're not at 17 hours like Shams, so you still go me. Shams, I love you and respect you and thank you for what you do for the NBA Twitter, but seek help and throw your phone away during the off season if you can, because that's fucking wild. Number 3 on the not list, huh?
I'm grinding during the week. I'm placing bets. I'm reading stories on bets. I'm betting on golf. I'm watching the Masters just started. Like, I've been hitting the Masters. Come on, man. I got to be at 9 hours in order to maintain my average time of betting.
Look, man, I'm not trying to come at you for doing 9 hours of screen time. That's your usage rate is very high. You got the Russell Westbrook MVP season usage rate. No, I guess that's Shams. Shams has the Russell Westbrook. You got who has another like solid usage rate?
It's fitting that it's 9 hours because that's literally the time I work. Because once I'm off of work, I don't go to my phone again.
It's probably true. Okay, so number 3 on the not list. This was actually pretty cool. This came out this week. They're doing a Harry Potter reboot series.
For what?
And it's gonna be on HBO, so it's gonna be done right. So they're doing a Harry Potter reboot. HBO. J.K. Rowling, who is, if you don't know, is the author of all the Harry Potter books and executive produced the movies as well, if I remember correctly. She will have a hand in the series. I don't think she's developing it at all, but she will be, I think, another executive producer, so they stay close to the script. Why are you saying why? Do I have to tell you just money? Do I have to just?
How come they ain't never reboot Homeboys in Outer Space?
Because only you watch and care about Homeboys in Outer Space. How are you comparing? It's probably not even arguably. It's one of the most famous franchises of all time to Homeboys in Outer Space. For those who are listening / watching, Jesse has now joined us.
Reboot something I like, and I like Homeboys in Outer Space.
Well, Rel, if you become a writer, you can pitch these things to these studios. Phil, if you want to pitch that, if that's in your wheelhouse, please pitch that to a studio, and please record it so I can watch them laugh you out of the fucking.
Bro, ain't nobody did Homeboys in Outer Space right, and the first season was pretty funny, bro.
I don't Homeboys in Outer Space. Anyway, go ahead, please. Keep defending Homeboys in Outer Space. Take.
I liked it. It was pretty.
You've never watched any of the Harry Potters, though, huh? I think you never watched any of the Harry Potters.
I started watching them.
When did you start watching them?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think I'm
reading. No. When did you start watching them?
Last Christmas.
Mm-hmm. So
Because I was finishing the movies. I was talking.
What Harry Potter are you on currently?
I don't remember. I think it's the third one.
Okay.
I only got through 2, and I was like, it wasn't like it's kind of like
the 2.
Like how I feel about Twilight, where it's like I like vampires.
So people get really mad at you from comparing Twilight to fucking Harry Potter. But
no, but I'm saying Twilight and Blade, like, it's 2 different vampires, but they're from the like, but I like them both. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Harry Potter, black magic. It wasn't the kind of black magic I was into, and I don't like spells and kooky shit like that.
So you never like Hocus Pocus either?
Is that the one with the?
Whatever you say, is that the one? I feel like something dumb is gonna come up. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But anyway. Oh man, this came out. This was actually funny. Number 4 on the not list. So Sting was on the Breakfast Club. Let me start by saying we're not talking about this, but we're talking about it. So Sting went on the Breakfast Club, and Charlemagne asked him a question about how Diddy. Well, is it true that Diddy has to pay him $2K a day for using "I'll Be Watching You" sample, and he said yes. And then Diddy came out on Twitter a couple of days later and said it's actually 5K a day for you because he did not ask for permission to use "I'll Be Watching You" for I'll Be Missing You for the song with him and
Five
Faith
thousand a
Evans.
day.
5,000 a day. A day. And I know for like somebody was trying to explain to me that's nothing to Diddy. How is that nothing to Diddy? Because I don't know, man. See, this is when I have broke boy mentality, right? So like 5K a day is
$1 million a year. It's over $1 million a year.
that's that's not just whatever
It's
money to me.
1.8 a year.
That's I know. I did the math. That's not just not money to me. That's fucking money. And my question, why didn't Charlamagne follow up was like, yo, this is like until you pass? Like how like literally he's been paying this ever since Sting sued him, which was a long time ago. So he's been paying this for years. 5K a year. 5K a day for years. But I don't know. Whatever, man. It's just I got broke boy mentalities. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, this one's cool. I like this one too. So number 6 on the not list, and I have to pull up my phone a little bit for this one. So we're not talking about. Go ahead.
Hold on. I don't think that was a recent interview. This is like not new news that Diddy's paying that much to Sting.
Well, it resurfaced. It resurfaced.
Yeah, I was about to say don't make it.
No, a lot of people didn't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was new.
It's been nothing known that he does that. He's been doing that. So
why didn't Diddy ask for these samples though? Why didn't you ask?
This was back in the Wild Wild West days.
Yeah, this is still like sampling as much as crazy as it sounds, and you would think that he would know because he samples a lot. Or
he's the sample king of the 80s and of the 70s.
But nobody was.
He was not around in the 80s and 70s.
No. Like obviously even not, but he was pulling songs from the 80s. What I'm saying. He was pulling songs from the 80s. That's what I meant.
What? But yeah, it was still a fresh thing. You'll learn. A lot of dudes is like, man, I didn't. A lot of artists will tell you, I didn't know anything about sampling. Like I didn't know anything about how you go about it or anything. Now to say that Diddy was probably in an emotional state, he wanted to make
right.
Because I don't think he has that excuse, but I'm pretty sure his mind was everywhere else at that time, and just he thought of a song and that was it. It's kind of crazy because it's kind of like it's word for word on stuff. So it's like Diddy, like you didn't even like that's.
You can switch up a little bit of it.
Yeah, and the only thing that was switched,
and it can't even be like Diddy. You should have changed. You could have picked another sample. It's like no, that song is perfect. That's one of those hip hop songs that are perfect, and obviously it was for Bi.
It's also a song that when you sit there and you be like, man, he pays him 5,000 a day. It's a song that pays itself.
Right, that too.
It pays for itself.
Yeah, that part too.
Or at least I don't know about still today, but
right.
At the time, what he's paying Sting is probably the song that's paying for itself. So
right.
But yeah,
100%. All right. So for those who do not know, Cam Newton's been trying to make an NFL comeback for the last couple of years. The Patriots gave him a chance a couple of years ago, and it just didn't look right. So he's been posting videos of his workout, showing his arm strength. Rell shaking his head. I already know where he's gonna go. But he recently came out and did an interview, or I think it was in one of his YouTube videos. He said Cam listed 12 quarterbacks he'd be willing to be backup for. Now I'm going to name these 12 quarterbacks. And I'm not going to lie, a couple of them I don't know. So y'all going to have to help me with this. So obviously, so he says Deshaun Watson. Okay. Lamar Jackson. Justin Fields. Tua, Jalen Hurts, Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, Sam Howell, Is that how you pronounce his name? I don't know who that is. CJ Stroud. Who is CJ Stroud? Tell me, guys. Who's this?
He's not even in the league yet.
That's what I figured. That's what I figured.
He's probably going to be the number one overall.
I figured that's who it was because it's a Columbine pick I'm looking at. Bryce Young, I feel like he's not in the league yet either, right?
He used to be the Alabama quarterback.
Anthony Richardson.
He was the Florida quarterback. He's the talk of the town because he's very talented, but they don't, ability. He's very raw. So he's the Josh Allen of this draft.
This is the list he said of quarterbacks that he said he was willing to back up. Where's Patrick Mahomes?
Why would he back up Patrick Mahomes?
He's saying quarterbacks that he could possibly beat out.
Right, yeah. Why
you think he? Whoa! You think he could beat Jalen Hurts? He thinks he can beat Jalen Hurts out?
Probably the system, but if Jalen Hurts gets hurt,
no.
It's not about it. All right, see,
it's not about beating him out, but I'm saying,
this is the thing that a lot of people are sitting there. A lot of people are sitting there saying this, and it's like you gotta understand. He chose a system number one. Like Rell's saying it, and I'm talking over him, so my bad. Yeah. But he's choosing systems that he would fit in. He won't fit in Andy Reid's system. Like you don't think he'd ever I'm pretty sure they would have called him by now if he could fit in Andy Reid's system. Number one.
Also, Cam, I'd like to drive a Tesla, but
honestly, bro, you probably wouldn't like a Tesla.
I've ridden enough. That's the one. That's the car.
You like it? I don't like it. But anyways, we'll talk about that another day.
Another time. Josh Allen? Go ahead.
Josh Allen fits the type. Josh Allen gets compared to Cam Newton all the time. This is one of those things where it's like also, Cam Newton has connection to the whole head coach or GM because they all came from Carolina. So a lot of it is these guys got connections. He was naming a lot of dudes. If you listen to what he said, he was naming a lot of dudes that was a part of his little all-star camp because he wants to take credit for these dudes being great. And then another thing is, these guys have a chance to get hurt because of their running style of play.
I'll tell Cam Newton.
But to say where's Patrick Mahomes? First and foremost, Patrick Mahomes rarely gets hurt enough to come out the game. I didn't. How you and Drill just brought it up, I didn't take it as he can beat them out of their spots. I took him that he just literally wanted to be their backup. That's how I took it. Oh, maybe he would, but it's a lot of these things
So I thought
Hurts, he would literally just be Hurts' backup.
He would be Hurts' backup.
But
he would be Lamar's backup.
Yeah. Lamar missed games too.
I tell you what, if Deshaun Watson has another terrible year like he had last year, you might be able to take his job. I'm just playing. They paid him too much money.
I mean, we're talking about all this. Did y'all see what he said about Deshaun Watson? It's like, Cam, read the room, bro. You cannot sit there and say, I'm a fan of the man he's become. It's just
no.
Yes, he sure did. You never listened to this? He's and he's trying to. Then somebody must have gotten his ear.
Oh my God.
He's trying to back.
I'm sorry for everybody who saw that on YouTube.
He's coming out of a dark place, and I think it's behind him now. And I'm just like, Cam, come on. And he's the only one he had to say. That was the only one he praised. It was just like, Cam. First and foremost, he had a bad and I don't blame him for having a bad season. He missed most of the season, so I don't care. This season was a wash anyways. But it's just bro, I'm a fan of the man he come. And that was his number one. That was the first person he named. And it was Cam.
Oh my God, Cam. That's I was not going to say it. So that's I'm thinking of an artist. That's like Miguel coming out and said, "I love the way I love the man that R. Kelly has become." Don't laugh at that. Don't laugh at that. That was not a joke like that.
It's equivalent. You took it to another level. But you can
see the parallels, though, right?
I see what you were trying to do. You took it to a whole new level. But yeah, man. It's like, first and foremost, you're being disrespectful to Miguel because Miguel laid out the game. But second of all,
That's true.
um,
Bryson
uh,
Tiller.
uh,
He's
I
not up the
told
game
you.
either.
Oh, I would say more
Jay
Bryson.
Holiday.
Yeah.
What if Jay Holiday would have came out?
Oh no. Okay. Look here. Didn't R. Kelly write a song for Jay Holiday? I think
I
he
don't
did.
know, man.
But anyways,
if he wrote Suffocate, Dad, don't tell me that because I love Suffocate. Anyway,
I don't think so. That's not R. Kelly's Get Down.
that's true. Come on, Jesse.
All right.
Come on, man. Come on, Jesse. Anyway, all right. Number 6 on the not list. Laurie Markkinen will have to serve in the French military. Military service is mandatory for male citizens of Finland.
Finland, yeah,
and must be completed by the age of 30. That's crazy for a millionaire who is made all-star, has a solid chance of being all NBA, has to go serve in the military. Can I be a medic?
Well, he's not gonna do anything. He's not gonna
go get your citizenship.
I mean, he's not gonna do anything. I like these guys. They know they're high-profile guys, so they'll do their time and then come back. Like
it's hard for him to hide. He's 7 foot tall.
No, what I'm saying is, it's not about hiding them. He's gonna go.
Yeah,
his service in the military is just like what's it called? What's that band? BTS.
Yeah. Oh, they had to serve.
Yeah, and what did they do? They just chilled. Like they didn't do anything. So let's not sit there and act like he's about to go to war or something. Like he's gonna go chill. Like he's gonna
just the chance of it though. It is what it is.
But it's not like what's going on in Russia
in Ukraine, in
Ukraine, where them boxers and all
active, those like it's literally an active war.
There was a boxer that just was killed in the war, so it's like those that it ain't gonna be something on that level. So, and they said it's just for the summer, so it's like he's just gonna go do it in the summer. So it's
he got a solid 9 to 5. Finland. Maybe you should let him stay at his 9 to 5.
He follows the rules.
Number 7 in conclusion. Actually, number 8. Number 8. I think it's number 8. Last on that list.
You're always off on your count.
I'm always off on the count. Last one. How about that? This one. We're not talking about the first trailer for Still, a Michael J. Fox movie. For if you haven't seen the trailer for it, it just dropped like a couple hours ago. So it's an Apple produced docuseries about the rise and how Michael J. Fox got Parkinson's disease when the first time that he experienced it. It looks really, really moving, really, really cool.
Yeah, I was like, that sounds interesting.
So
I don't got Apple TV.
Definitely gonna check that out. It looks pretty.
Y'all just gotta check out. It's a new show on Netflix called Beef with the guy from I can't think of his name. He played.
I know who you're talking about from Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David Chang talked about this on a podcast. It was coming out this week, and I'm checking it out right now. It's pretty damn good. So check that out. It's called Beef on Netflix.
All right. So Jesse's here, so it's perfect. So both of you guys can educate me on this because you guys both pay attention to both of these. So big news happened Sunday night / Monday morning. It was announced right after WrestleMania that the WWE was sold to Endeavor for $21 billion. So it is now combined with the UFC.
I should have bought more.
To literally bringing together both of like one of the biggest, sports entertainment / actual fighting. So please, so again, I hinted towards you guys during the week that I'm not smart enough to understand the why of this. I obviously you guys still consume WWE. I no longer do, and I don't watch UFC. I don't watch combat sports like that anymore. But what is the purpose of these two companies coming together, and like what does it mean? What is it? Does that mean it's going to be like a bridge for people to go over here, or a bridge for people to go over there?
I think it's going to be on a base to base. I mean, from what they've said, that they said Dana White's exact words, he said it's not.
You said it's not what?
That it's not going to be a bridge like for UFC fighters just to go over, because not everybody can just cross over.
Right.
Brock Lesnar had a wrestling background; he wrestled for years. Ronda Rousey didn't. She has a when you learn from a martial arts, you learn this type of wrestling.
And I will tell you right now, Ronda Rousey is a very bad wrestler. And
she's
hold on. She's not a bad wrestler. She's bad on the mic. Some of her matches haven't been bad. She worked with. I think she's as bad as everybody gives her crap for. Like, I don't know. I'm in between with. That's just me. Like, everybody gives her.
I go back and watch her matches, bro.
If you're comparing her to like Charlotte and Bianca Belair,
she almost broke her own neck last time.
I'm indifferent with her, but to my point.
Okay, I'll say this. Could she be good? Yes, if she took it seriously. I don't think she takes it seriously.
I don't think she takes it seriously. Yeah.
I think she does it to pay the bills.
Yeah.
What she did is she has to pay the bills.
It's just something for her to do because she got tired of getting punched in the face.
Yeah, it's crazy that she had that run and just didn't know how to block. Anyway, keep going.
But I don't think it's going to be more so. I think the merger overall, as I've read now, is just for more like the biggest thing now is that the WWE's deal with Fox. It comes up next year, and USA, who is on USA? I think it's NBC.
Peacock, yeah.
Peacock.
USA on NBC. Their deal comes up next year. That's big episodic TV that you can sell rights to, and now Endeavor can now take this and go put this on an app with UFC and combine them both. And possibly they said there's a chance that I think this is going to be an issue, because if they go back to $60 pay-per-views, which I've seen, I'm out. Like I'm 35. It's on Peacock. I go to it when it's there.
So doesn't UFC? Well, I'm sorry to cut you off, Real, because I know you're on the roll. Isn't UFC currently is in bed with ESPN and Disney?
Because it's in bed with ESPN, but I think the deal is on like some kind of, I don't know how long it goes.
It's also a kind of deal that it's like, when you say in bed, when it's like Disney doesn't really like run them. So as you can,
because I know their fights was on Disney. I know their fights were on ESPN Plus.
You and have ESPN Plus. So if you have ESPN Plus, you have access to UFC.
I would think that would be a situation where, because Peacock doesn't want to help Disney. I mean, I'm just trying to understand it on the business side.
No, so the thing is, that's what Rel's saying is actually the most important part of all of this. First and foremost, WWE was on, when this man was ousted, it was already on the, he was when he got brought back in, it was preparing to sell. What this important
thing, check for him to sell. We haven't got the numbers, but I'm sure he's getting paid. He
sold the company and
his 40-year-old baby.
I mean,
40 years.
Yeah, and I'm like, he's still 49%, with his shareholders or his board. It's still 49. So they say it's a merger, it's a deal. So yeah, but that happened. But I think the most important part is why they were able to sell it for $9 billion is because these rights still are about to be up, and potentially what's going to most likely happen is with Nick Khan running this and his connection to ESPN, he probably put a huge deal of getting both of them, or keeping the UFC on ESPN
and then bring in WWE.
And WWE,
where would that even go with? Because
they'll figure it out. So it would be bigger. It would be bigger than anything that ESPN has that's episodic, except probably First Take, because it would be right. Their numbers that it does, it beats out all their TV shows. So
I admit that. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. So like
it's nighttime television.
Exactly. So that's the point again. So when this came together, I started thinking how Jesse basically just said right now. My thought was ESPN's biggest attraction is live sports. Like they have to have their hand in a little bit of everything because they're the worldwide leader. That's how they've been portrayed, and that's how they show themselves. But like for me, how I think about this is what like there's no break between WWE. Like you're not gonna put it over a Monday night situation or Monday night football because the ratings too high. You're not gonna put it on a Tuesday night where the Lakers or somebody else is playing the NBA.
Kev. You're sitting there thinking like, oh, they're gonna compete with each other. First and foremost, they're not going to compete with each other because wrestling was coming on every Monday and Friday for the last, as you said.
That's what I'm saying. So if it's going to go on the ESPN network, where is it going to go?
It won't go on ESPN. So you're thinking it'll go to ESPN. It will go to Hulu. Remember, I said Disney, not ESPN necessarily. Disney would take it. So
what you're saying is just going to go straight to a streamer and it's not going to be on live television.
It could be. Hulu still does live.
Hulu does live, but it's not going to. So my point. So it's going to be on a streamer. It won't be on a TV live Monday night.
It could possibly be, but whatever. I mean, I think what
somebody will pay for it to keep.
The only way I'm thinking about it, and this is what I thought about. Why wouldn't ESPN create a whole channel? Why wouldn't they create a whole nother channel?
They also create. They also own Fox.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't ESPN create a whole nother channel? They got. Obviously they got 1, 2, 3 in Deportes. Why wouldn't they create a ESPN X situation where literally they big it up and promote it, and they have UFC constantly, and they have. I mean, I don't follow WWE like you guys.
Because UFC will stay on ESPN because that's right. But what I would say is they also own Fox. SmackDown is already on Fox.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So
that's
crazy that they got their hand in cookie jars like that because they're on Peacock and Fox. That's crazy.
At the end of next year, I mean, the only thing else is where they going to sell Raw to. They can if so.
Yeah.
That I didn't know. I didn't know that they sell them as different entities. I didn't know they sell SmackDown on one network.
No,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
That's why USA.
What's the other one? What's the other show that's the NXT? Does NXT still exist?
NXT Takeover. Yeah, NXT is still on USA.
Yeah.
So they have they're on 3 different networks. Well, is USA Peacock? UFC is Peacock,
right? Two, because they just have USA for Raw and NXT, and then most NXT shit goes to the app anyways, and then SmackDown is on Fox.
This is going to be very interesting, man, because like how you guys laid it out for me, it kind of makes sense, but like how Jesse's explaining it, if it goes to YouTube, which is fine, where do they put the live version when it's live? Because like that's how you.
I don't think it's going to an app. I don't think it's ever going to there. I think they're gonna find. I think they'll find a home for it, whether it be back with USA or NBC Monday nights, or maybe.
But ESPN, if ESPN buys it in, like I'm going just off of Jesse's model, what he says.
Not ESPN, Disney.
If Disney buys it, which is ESPN, the hub of ESPN and Hulu. They're going to want this show that's done really well and successful live television. Like you said, it gets numbers. Obviously, I don't watch, but I'll be on Twitter when it's live, and I'll look through my Twitter timeline, and it's a lot of WWE conversations on my timeline being talked about, even by NBA writers.
Here's the biggest issue. Like, I was listening to David Sampson, who comes on to, the Dan Le Batard show. It's really about how they can package it and sell it to like other countries. How they can. Here's the reason why I wouldn't believe it would go to Disney is because they do dabble into risque stuff. Right?
Yeah.
So they just got out of the PG era, not too
now they're in the G era because they're not doing anything risky now.
Oh, well, I mean, once they go
there's no blood.
Once they went to SmackDown, they started.
There's no blood.
I mean, once they went to Fox,
like this past weekend, Finn Balor had a match with Edge, Hell in a Cell. He got cut open during the match. They had to stop the match because they don't want to show blood anymore.
Oh yeah, well that's blood is just gone, but
I'm just saying, like for WWE to now come full circle, where it used to be like, oh, guys going the job for themselves, like, hey, we're gonna make this match rough. We're going to blade open. But now they're like, it's non grata now. Like,
I mean,
they're stopping the match.
If you saw how bad it was not.
That was a pretty bad cut.
It was not really like, it wasn't your normal cut open. But I mean, they've been on that not excessive blood for a while now. But I would say the reason why I'd say they stepping into the risk.
They don't even do chair shots like that. I heard.
They were cursing again. They were doing a lot of things that they weren't.
I heard they don't even do chair shots like they do because of the concussion protocol.
Yeah, that's just that's how the rules.
I mean, you can't have The Rock beat Mankind with a chair shot. But I will say this:
I missed the chair shots.
If you're going to bring back Endeavor, and if they do somewhere you could bring a little risque business to, bring back the Godfather and bring back the Hole. I want the Godfather.
I think we can end it on that note right there. Oh wait, I'll say this. Rell, let me ask you a question. Since they're trying to figure out how to bet.
That's crazy.
Who would you have betted on between Reigns and Cody? Who would you?
Everybody would have bet money on Cody.
I would have bet on Reigns because I'm a Reigns fan.
I'm a Reigns fan too, but everything felt like Cody was gonna win.
In the air when he
I love Ray. I love everything he's doing. It's amazing. It's amazing. Wrestling hasn't been that good this long story in a long time, but everything was building up that Cody was gonna win, and something told me I feel like Reigns is gonna win. If I had to bet, I would have bet $1 on Reigns, and I would have cleaned house.
You would have won like $800.
Yeah, because people were all like, that type of reaction.
I can't get Vegas. Don't fuck with that out here. So
yeah.
Oh no, I'm not. I would never bet on wrestling. Never. I would say if they ever had an opportunity, if they want to figure out an opportunity on how to do it, that's how you do it. Because you legit made people feel like, because people think they know the business, people know the storylines. It was all set up for Cody to win,
right?
And Roman Reigns has had it for 2.5 years now. He's been the champion, so it was all set up, huh?
They're going to get to 1,000. There's two things about this weekend. I think the reason why they did go out, because from what I heard, like there was nothing but like NBC like execs all in the front rows of these. It was just the who's who. Nick Khan, Vince was there obviously, and his mustache, and I think I forgot who his name was. The new Ari Emanuel, the new the CEO of Endeavor, big Hollywood mogul. They were all there. This WrestleMania, like spectacle wise, great. Not the matches. I think now WrestleMania has become to where the spectacle equals the match, because like it was dope seeing Snoop drive Rey Mysterio out.
Yeah.
To I lie, I steal, I chill. Like that shit was fucking awesome. I was like, oh shit, that's Eddie Guerrero's music.
Yeah.
That was one stiff ass people's elbow, Snoop. Keep going.
And Shane O'Mac blowing his calf out.
He's 50-some years old, man. Damn.
Shane O'Mac blew his calf out. That was fucking hilarious.
That was one stiff ass.
Shout out to Bianca Belair bringing out the Divas of Compton. That was dope. Shout out to her.
Yeah.
It was because, like, you're right. The spectacle is that they know how they got to do it big. I would even say last year. Last year they did the same thing. Yeah,
like it's always gonna, like next year gonna be Philly. Also, lastly, we're done with the Rock thing. Rock stay. We're done. We don't want to see no more.
I want to see the Rock so bad.
Rell and I talked about this the other day, Jesse. I was like, and also because I didn't watch it, but I did watch highlights of one match. Thank you, John Cena, for your service. It's cool. Go back to do movies. Go do movies. It's over.
You know what? It could be a lot better.
It's cool.
I didn't like. I watched. I was like one of the.
It was like watching. It was remember the WrestleMania. This was like the last WrestleMania that I probably watched, and it was kind of somewhat recent. Which WrestleMania was The Rock and went against Ric Flair, and it was their match, and it was one of those matches.
You mean Rock and Hogan?
That's one too, but somebody went against Ric Flair, and
Shawn Michaels.
It was Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels. There's Triple H.
And no disrespect to Nature Boy, but it was over. It's been over.
I just hate when they get to this point, because like there's a couple times when the Undertaker came out in the casket, and I went.
Oh God! Oh God! There was
you wasn't sure he's gonna get up.
Oh God! Ah,
There was a
damn.
couple times I wasn't too sure when they opened the casket. I said, "Wait a minute, hey,
He's still asleep. Wake up.
Those are you on those. Look, I don't think John Cena was that bad. I will say
Jesse,
this.
I saw highlights.
No. I'm not
it was
saying he's
giving
wrong.
me Sean Kemp on the
No,
Orlando Magic
no. See,
vibes.
you being disrespectful to John Cena in the
It
sense
was
of,
giving me
like,
Shaquille
you
O'Neal on
brought
the
Ric
Celtics
Flair.
vibes,
You
Jesse.
brought Ric Flair. No, the true issue was you can't just take 6 months off. He only wrestled like once last year. There's a reason why
Only
they
person that can do that
continuously
is Brock
go.
Lesnar, and all he does is beat people up.
Yeah, and his matches are 2 minutes. That's it. His matches are 2 minutes.
Punch, throw against the rope, F5.
No, don't forget. Oh, you don't know this, but there's also every match they have to go through the little guardrail of the fans' guardrail over there in the corner. Every match they go through that little guardrail, and he does it it's the same thing every time. And and I'm like, it's the same exact shit.
I will say, I do like watching Bad Bunny. I like Bad Bunny, but I do like watching.
Oh, Bad Bunny's dope.
I like him going through a table. He looks like
that
he's
was dope.
every time he goes.
Bad Bunny takes it seriously.
Yeah, he
takes
does.
it seriously.
That's crazy.
He's all in.
WWE WrestleMania Backlash is actually in Puerto Rico, hosted by Bad Bunny this month. So
that's gonna be dope.
First ever WWE event outside of the U.S. and in Puerto Rico, not outside the U.S. But
because I was like, they go to Afghanistan, or I don't know, it's Afghanistan. They go there. But let's move on to the next topic.
Man,
come out.
That was
salute
good.
Roman Reigns. Salute to Roman Reigns.
Salute to Roman Reigns. All right. So obviously the hottest topic of this entire sports week. It led all the Sports Center shows. It led First Take. It led Undisputed. It led First Things First. It led Outside the Lines because she actually went on. Caitlin Clark went on there and actually got interviewed. And then Angel Reese went on NBA Today. It led all the sports shows for like the first 3 days. It led all podcasts for the first couple of days. I necessarily don't want to talk about the game, Jesse. We're not going to talk about. You don't want to talk about the actual.
You don't want to talk about the actual important part.
No. I mean, congratulations to LSU, but like, I don't even want to talk about the backlash anymore. Like, I don't even want to talk about. The White House
and the game. Then let's actually talk about the game that didn't get talked about.
Well, please, and talk about the game because I didn't watch. I'm not gonna lie, but go ahead.
I watched in between shows that I was doing. Well, not in between, but just before I got on stage. So I got to like the end of the first half, and it was dope, man. It was fun. It was like a great atmosphere. I don't know names except, the names that have been talked about. So I apologize. But the point guard that came off the bench for LSU, who was just throwing it, like when she made a half. They
call her LSU Ice Spice, which I don't agree with. But continue.
She turned around and like it was like a buzzer beater at the half. She turned around and you literally could see her just throw it up. And she made it. I was like, "Oh, it's that kind of night," and it was dope because they felt disrespected by what she did to South Carolina, so they came out gunning, and that was dope. I loved the energy of it. I loved the atmosphere. It was way better than the men's game. It was way better.
I watched the first 10 minutes of the men's game. I said, "Okay, this is how it's gonna go. Cool."
And I'm not even like I'm not trying to compare the two, but what I'm trying to say is. One still has its stars and it's growing versus one that's losing its stars.
That's the part I want to focus on.
It's losing its coaches, it's losing its stars, it's losing its luster for each, while the other one is building and it's building amazingly. And I
don't know, but not to cut you off, but I don't know if them building that game is necessarily like good college stars are cool. I hate that they have to stay 4 years because the WNBA is starving for what.
Oh, I don't agree with that. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Not this year.
Like the WNBA is starving, and last year, only thing I would say just about the game was great. I watched it because I had LSU money line.
Of course you did.
I watched the entire game. I don't think I hate is that overall game was great, but I just didn't like the nastiness that this situation went through
Obviously.
from everybody involved, like from Keith Overman, from
that piece of shit.
No,
what's the name of the Barstool dude? I think you fuck with Barstool. So I listen to nothing Barstool.
What's Barstool? I don't listen to anything Barstool.
I don't listen to anything Barstool. I thought one of your betting podcasts you listen to on Barstool.
No, Against All Odds on Omaha podcast. That's Peyton Manning.
I mean, the closest thing I listen to Barstool is
it's $1 million with a game.
I follow $1 million with the game on there. Yeah,
and even them, they came out and shout out to Gilly and Wallow. They came out and said something that they don't stand with.
Yeah, I just didn't like the nastiness that all this shit came from off online. Like I didn't think, in the moment, I didn't think nothing of it. I just thought there was I thought it was funny because Angel Reese has always been this way.
Yeah, people don't. Yeah, that's the thing that people aren't aware of her. But like I said, I don't want to focus too much on that part. But like, I just want to focus on.
No, but I want to get that off. Like, I mean,
I get you. No, for sure.
Talk about that because people just say a lot of shit, and even people I follow say a lot of shit. And,
I think it was. I was gonna say. I think it's well said that what like Bomani said, in the growth of this game, you may not want all the people that are gonna come in, all these reporters, because they don't know, and then people get this free reign to say whatever they want. Now people are going to expose themselves, and
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like somebody got to call them out and hold them accountable for the shit that they said.
Yeah,
and people did.
People did. Like that's what the mass majority was not did not feel the same way, and even Caitlin Clark didn't feel the same way. So that part should have put water on anyway. But like I wanted to focus on just the fact that the women's college created this much buzz. Like when was the last time women's sports besides soccer I know a couple years ago the women's soccer team, the US soccer team was like the main focus of all the sports shows. But like this got 10 million views. It destroyed viewership. It got as much views as the 2021 NBA Finals. It's got as much view. It had more views than the boys, the NCAA championship. It had more views than all-star games.
Yeah, obviously because of Caitlin Clark's had a massive tear. It also was put on at a great.
Yes.
A great player to watch. LSU was a great team as well.
Yeah.
Angel Reese was balling the whole time too. It was a great build-up. They beat South Carolina, who was the championship before. I would also
undefeated South Carolina,
and it did great numbers, but it did great numbers because it was also at a great time zone. It was in the middle of the day, not you wait all day. This whole build, it was in the middle of the day. There was nothing that competed with it. And it was just another thing was it was like compared to
like you said, people wanted to keep up with like Caitlin Clark's run, like you said.
Yeah, they wanted to keep up with Caitlin Clark,
and
LSU because they were talking shit about Angel Reese when she wrote the marker in the ring on her finger.
Right,
he was the National Player of the Year last year.
He was playing the National Player of the Year last year. Yeah,
if you didn't keep up with like not even just her, like Aaliyah Boston,
yes.
So like there's so many talented players across this like that were in this tournament and more recognizable names because they have to stay 4 years, which I think is a good and a bad thing. I think this run, if you're not a fan of just dominant basketball, what you can say that Caitlin is not, she's fucking dominant. Like
we talked about it. She did a Steph Davidson run in the NCAA tournament. She did a Steph Curry Davidson run.
She's dominant. I mean,
look,
I can't wait till she comes to WNBA. The game needs her.
Yeah, the game needs her. We obviously.
I will also say this: as much as we like to compare it to Steph had to figure it out in the NBA. She does take a lot of bad shots.
It's like Steph and Jimmer Fredette in one person. Remember the year people was hyping up Jimmer Fredette?
No, hold on.
Remember, people was hyping up Jimmer.
Wait. That's the comparison I was about to say. She could become Steph, or she could become Jimmer Fredette.
Jimmy Fredette was cold, man. Jimmy Fredette should still be in the league right now. Jesse,
I'm talking about at the next level. I'm talking about the next level.
She's gonna make it on the next level.
But her game is amazing. She got some great handles too.
Like now when again, I think I forgot who posted. I want to give this person credit, but I can't remember their name who said this on Twitter. Because I think LeBron posted it. It's like, obviously, when you think of Iowa, we think of potatoes, and but now, like, I'm gonna think of Caitlin Clark. Like, I just am.
Did you see the report that they had to stop selling tickets because they were selling too fast?
Yeah.
Next season.
Yeah.
Next season.
She's cold.
Great.
She's cold, man. But
but that's what you want, That's how you build it up. That's how you do it. Shout out to everybody. Everybody that's been building this game, getting us. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like I've been super interested in watching.
Yeah, there was a lot of people doing that. I'm honest.
I watched the tournament last year with South Carolina. I watched it during the pandemic because we had nothing but.
I watched it last year too because Aisha Wilson was posting about it again. Obviously, everybody knows.
So I've steadily been watching, but I'm not sitting there acting like I know. I barely watch men's college basketball.
I love Dawn Staley. Obviously,
I don't watch religiously. Like, I'm not like a fan of her villain coach, who looks like she's
the look at me coach. Yeah,
villain from somewhere.
Yeah,
like she was a bad villain on Charlie.
But I like it that we need those characters. That's what college. That's what the men's game.
This is how you grow the game.
I keep up with like her, Paige Becker's. Like for ACL, I keep
Paige is coming back next year.
Paige is coming back next year.
I love the college game. Like, I don't follow it every day, but the tournament is it's like the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So I try to get up and I read up, and I knew LSU was a good team. I also knew that South Carolina and Dawn Staley was a good team. And that's where Asia Wilson came from, and they also have another number 1 pick coming out.
Yep.
I just think overall,
she's going to the Mystics.
I liked Miami's run. I liked the both sides, man. Miami was dope.
Yeah, the tournament next year is going to be in good hands.
A few podcasts back here put in perspective about how when we went to the Aces games a few times, and we went to a lot of Aces games, and especially during the playoff run, we put in perspective of how long that this league has been developing. And in the grand scheme of things, you realize this is still infant.
They're 25. They're 26. Next year is going to be their 26th year.
Like, this is our
next year is going to be their 26th year. Think about that. Like, comparing it to men in the NBA has never been fair. It's just not fair on so many levels.
I mean, the NBA is 75, so
76 years old to 25. It just makes no sense.
That's why I say what people like what Bomani had on this podcast where he's like, "Hey, I hate when people say, oh, hey, I'm an ally," like. Or for I love
Draymond talked about that too.
I love fucking hoop, and I watched my little sister who fucking played everywhere. Like, I love ball, and I always said like ball is ball no matter where. Me and Kevin went to the fucking Aces games.
We used to watch your sister's game and be up in there. Yeah, going ham.
I'm liable to see if I go into a rec and I see 10-year-olds playing basketball. I can sit and watch and figure out something and be interested. And watch them play basketball. I can be interested. That's how I am. That's how I am.
I think this is the last thing I would say, and like on the point that Rell was making earlier. Here's the only thing I would say to people: stop treating them like they still kids. When it's like this pick and choice of this pick. They're not children, so you make the choice that college football players are not children and they can pay their way or. They have they're college athletes. It's this choice that you want to use this at certain points in times. They're grown ass people. They're from 18 on, and they're grown ass people. Stop treating them like these kids. Even then, we know kids that are competitive. They do stuff that they ain't supposed to be doing, and they get in people's faces. They do all that stuff. It's just the competition of the game. So let's stop trying to treat people. Stop when you don't like something you see. Just say you don't like it. Don't sit there and be like, that's not sportsmanship. That's not this. Sportsmanship is a made-up thing. We all played sports. It's not. We all respect each other. We get heated. We get fiery. We've yelled at each other. All three of us have yelled at each other playing basketball, and that's at the rec. Let alone being on the same team of anything.
When you have something to win for something, you have something to win.
It is what it is. So that's the point I would make.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had a chance to be written in the history books, like you goddamn right, I'm gonna scream.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And
I was gonna say something about Rell screaming, but I'm gonna just let it ride.
I'll also say this: if you've been talked about, you the best player in the world, and we got you. I'm going into your face like, yo, what? You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But
and like I said,
it's okay.
Really
and like I said, she didn't have a problem with it. So like everybody else, she didn't have any issue with it.
It's okay on the pro level, but it's not okay in the amateur. They're all adults. Like, what are we talking about here? Right. It don't matter what level. They're all adults.
Hey, again, and then we can end this because we can use a million comparisons. Because like obviously, like Patrick Beverly is a role player, right? But you know why Patrick Beverly has the pub that he does? Because he talks shit. He does too small for no reason at all.
For 7 points a game.
For 7 points a game. Who's the new Dylan Brooks? Really good starting wing, right? But the reason why he gets to shine, he does, because he talks shit. He talks shit to everybody. He
talks shit, and he's better. He's better than Patrick Beverly.
He's better than Patrick Beverly, but
I'll say that much.
But he's talking shit to Steph Curry again. Steph Curry's not saying anything. You think? I mean, Steph probably says something on the low, but Steph's not talking back to these dudes. But Dylan Brooks is trying to get on people's skin, so it's just like it's part of the game, man. Like, just it is what it is. I had something to close with, but I think that was it. We're out of time. Yeah. Jesse, do you have anything to say before you you have something else you want to hit on before we chuck up the deuce?
I just want to talk about that legislation. I sent that to y'all about how he banned participation.
Oh yeah, please. You want ISO on Jesse? Go. I mean, we can talk about it, but no, we can have
it. ISO. I just feel like my thing is like.
Whoa! Please explain to the audience. Elaborate. You got to let the audience know what we're talking about.
Buffer for me while I find it real quick.
Okay.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, real quick. The Battle of LA happened yesterday. Rell, any thoughts?
Spotlights versus streetlights.
Spotlight versus streetlights. Red carpet versus concrete. LeBron said it was a scheduling
coming
loss.
Off a back-to-back. That's all I got to say. When they had fucking 3 days of rest, get the fuck out of here.
That's why everybody was. Thank again, Jerome. I have a love-hate relationship with Laker Twitter, but thank God they dug up that Kobe interview where Kobe was basically said his legs was tired off a back-to-back because people was trying to. Laker fans were trying to thrash Bron for saying what he said about basically this was a scheduling loss, and they were like, Kobe would literally all night. Kobe would never, and then it literally took.
What, he would never admit it.
There's two There's two divisions again. Like, this sucks that there's still two divisions of Laker fans where the like the LeBron Laker fans had to literally dig up and find a Kobe interview. Was like, man, after the back-to-back, my legs was dead. Like. It's like, yeah, hey, look at this video. It's like, yeah, they were both older at the time, and yeah, it sucks that
I would say
they came off the back-to-back when the Clippers had 4 days off.
LeBron,
I'm sure Russell Westbrook has a jumper because he's been shooting for 4. Anyway, keep going.
Also, it's like, yeah, we wanted him to shoot, not just shoot. Y'all didn't even try to guard him. Like, it was like,
and honestly. They survived the Russell onslaught. It was the Bones Highland fucking random buckets in the third quarter that
Powell. It was Powell. Like, that's what really beat him.
To be expected. But the Bones Highland 3-4 threes that he hit, it was just like, okay, those is backbreakers. Like, what are we doing? Look at Jerome's back. Because he's know what I'm talking about. It's like, if Bones Highland's going to hit those threes, then you're just...
In the first half, they would get the ball and just run on the Lakers. Like, and it just looked like the Lakers were tired.
Well,
and
I mean,
I told you
it would have been nice if their superstar center would have kind of showed up a little bit, but I understand. What else?
No, it's one of those things.
Give him credit. It was give him
his first back-to-back in
He
years.
played the back-to-back. No, but
so
my thing
is, for a lot, Kevin.
You're right.
My thing is they were tired.
Yep.
You could see it on the court.
Yep.
You could see it. I told y'all in the first quarter, LeBron shouldn't be playing today. He looked tired. So for him to end up,
but then he turned it on in the third. He had 30 in the second half
because they sat him most of the second quarter, like just to let him rest.
I mean,
and it was just like,
don't get real started on Darvin Ham rotations.
To me, that was the whole. That was the whole plan. Was like, we're gonna rest y'all.
And Kawhi Leonard played the whole second half. But anyway, I mean, good.
We're gonna rest y'all in the first half, and then we're gonna make a push in the second half. They just were hitting shots.
Pay attention. Also, by the way, go ahead.
Letting them shoot thing. You don't let Russell Westbrook step into a jumper. You make him stop and let him shoot. And if he's shooting stationary jumpers,
anytime you want to put that motherfucker up, you kind
of just let him shoot.
You kind of just let him go ahead and get that motherfucker up.
We're gonna see a lot of hope. Tomorrow night is gonna be interesting night in the NBA. There's gonna be a lot of maneuvers for seeding, so I can't wait to watch some of these.
I will say this.
I think we're kind of locked in. I think we're locked in.
Yeah, I will.
No, if I told you, if Sacramento sits their people against the Warriors and the Lakers are
Thomas
in the
Bryant, you could have got PT with the Lakers, bruh. You could have got PT with the Lakers. I don't know why you wanted to go.
I told Rell this. I didn't want to make this a Laker thing.
We need a backup center.
I tell this Rell all the time. I was like, I don't know. I mean, every time Wendy Gabriel comes in, I'm like, fuck, man. It sucks that the Lakers really have to rely on this dude because he actually does. He's just so small. He plays hard. He does actually pretty good at verticality when he just jumps up. But he
has that. He has that down.
He's pretty good at verticality. He's solid. He has solid hands. He finishes eye.
He's just not a big
sucks. It just sucks that the Lakers have to rely on him. All right, go ahead, Jesse, so we can close out here. Go ahead.
All right, basically, North Carolina plans to ban participation trophies in youth sports league with the new bill. Well, and then what was said is what we're not teaching our children is to be prepared for life. Be prepared for failure. Kids are being taught that it's okay to just be okay. And so the Senator Bobby Henning of North Carolina wants to ban participation trophies. For me, I don't really care.
You don't care either way? Okay.
You want to give your kid a trophy or not? I don't really care for participation trophies. When I was younger, they gave us a ribbon for being in 8th place. We didn't get a trophy. So it wasn't something that made me feel like if you know you lost and your team sucked, you know you lost and your team sucked. Like it didn't matter.
Jesse.
It didn't matter if you got the trophy or not. If your team sucked, you probably threw the trophy off to the side. I don't know anybody that was like, "Oh, we got a participation trophy and let me celebrate this." Like I don't know any kids that were like that. And so especially
when you get older, when you're younger, you probably feel that way.
You throw that shit away. I will say this. I just feel like I don't think you need legislation to to stop that from happening. Like
right,
I don't think if that's what you're sitting there like, yo, you know what we need to stop? These goddamn participation trophies.
There's a whole lot of more other problems in the world before you want to take this to court.
And then the comments on it is like, yeah. And I'm like, yo, y'all this is why we are backwards. And sometimes so it's just like, this is not important. This is not important. This is all a smoke screen for y'all and y'all sitting there like, yeah. And it's just funny to me is all I wanted to say.
It's interesting that it came from one of those states, and I'll just leave it at that. All right, man. Good show. Lakers, go Lakers. Hopefully they get to the 6.
We got the
Suns who are locked in the 4. They might not play nobody. Kevin Durant, because they're playing. The Suns are literally playing right now, so they might sit their starters.
They played their starters today.
Yeah, so they might sit their starters. But the Kings, unfortunately, looks like are going to sit their starters against the Warriors. The Lakers need the Warriors to lose in order to get to the 6, so the Warriors can be in the play-in. So it looks like the Lakers are going to be the 7th seed in the play-in, which means they have 2 chances to lose, and most likely will play the Memphis Grizzlies.
And just need 1 win.
Who would they end up playing?
They would end up
Grizzlies.
playing
Grizzlies.
Oh no, I'm saying who's in the 10th spot right now?
Minnesota or the Pelicans, most likely.
Ooh.
Or if Dallas slips,
No, it's
yeah.
OKC because OKC won tonight.
Oh
So it's
shit!
OKC and the Pelicans, and then the Minnesota.
Dallas still has a chance, though, right?
Yeah, but they have to win out.
They
But
have to win out, and they
now,
need Oklahoma City lost too.
Oklahoma City fucked them tonight, so they
Yeah.
might be kind of out of it.
I'll look it up. All right, so don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. It helps the pod go a long way. If you're listening on Apple Music, please, Apple Podcasts, please don't forget to rate us on Apple. Also on Spotify if you're a Spotify listener. Thank you. YouTube, don't forget to comment. Leave us a like, drop us a like, and hit us up on our socials. For Rell, Jesse, I'm Kev. We're those millennials, and we're out.